I think the first moment where I really thought about priesthood, if I had to go back, is probably as an altar server. I loved altar serving, and also I think that together with seeing, my pastor at the time was Father Brett Brannon, and seeing at the time he was a younger priest, and seeing that a young guy was also a priest, and then we had a lot of seminarians. He was the vocation director or assistant vocation director at the time, and seeing a lot of younger guys who were coming through and discerning, and it's like, wow, these guys are really considering giving their life away, and they're young guys.
We had some religious sisters and a priest come to our Catholic high school, that is, and so he asked if any young men were thought they might be interested if they would just raise their hands, and so I raised my hand, and I thought, oh, I guess I raised my hand, didn't I?
As a little boy, my parents always took me to church, and I loved going to church, but I really never had the desire to be a priest until when I went to college.
I mean, I got involved in a lot of sports and school and everything, so it went to the back of my mind. But after, I guess you could say, long story short, it came back to me in college while I was dating, actually. I didn't want to live my life thinking, what if?
I was like praying, and I was like, all right, about to go to Mass. God, I want to do what you want me to do. And like that idea really first came to me, where it was like kind of right there. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And so it was like I just had said, here, God, I'll do anything. And then he kind of told me very like quietly, and I was like, nope, I really don't want to do that. But it wasn't really until, I'd say, another year after that, where he really kind of made it a little bit louder, and it was a little bit clearer, and I was much more open to just doing whatever he wanted me to do.
It's just been a continuing, increasing thing over the years of more and more sure. And definitely this past May, laying down on the floor of the cathedral there, definitely was very sure of my vocation.
Priests they're not human, or seminarians are not human. They're just so high above, and they're called and set apart to do holy things, but they're normal guys, just like anyone. And so by being able to see that, and with the students who were able to see that over the summer, I think it opened doors to see, oh, maybe I could be called to be a seminary. Maybe I could be called to be a priest.
What is seminary gonna be like? I have really no idea. One of the things, I'm going to St. Vincent de Paul in Boynton Beach, Florida. One of the things when I talked to the rector, Monsignor Toops, he was saying that after he read my autobiography, something he was really looking forward to was seeing me experience the whole year of the church. Because being in law enforcement, I'm always missing things. So experiencing the different feasts and whatnot, I'm really excited for that immersion into a Catholic life.
There's a diversity of personalities and backgrounds, and it's really interesting. It's fun to be either in classes where we're discussing the catechism or liturgy or just prayer.
I think the biggest surprise to me, and it was a huge relief, is just the variety of the guys up at seminary. It's not all just intellectual kind of guys that have been studying and learning their entire lives. I mean, they have been learning their entire lives, but there's a lot of variety of different types of guys. There's guys who are great athletes. There's guys that come from military backgrounds.
Everyone who was already there was very supportive, and there was great fraternity there already, and I was really able to just jump into that brotherhood.
This is clearly someone who thinks the same way I do in a lot of respects, but has experienced God calling them. And I think it speaks more to vocation being a calling rather than I just decided one day, like, I want to be a priest and I'm going to pursue that career. And it's like these guys who come from all different walks of life and they're being called. There's no, cookie cutter kind of priest. It's all kinds of guys that are there in seminary. So.
I really enjoy working in the parishes over the summer. Seminary is great. It's a great 9 months, but it's nice to be able to get back into the diocese and get to meet new people and help out in different ways in the parish.
This summer I've been at Sacred Heart in Warner Robins, so in my parish, my home parish at the diocese. Just being a deacon, so assisting at Mass. I've done a baptism. It went very, very nice. It was a beautiful little, like 1-year-old baby, a girl. She was quiet through the whole. She never made any noises at all. No crying, but not even like any other noises babies make, just in general. But she just watched everything, and she was fine. And when I baptized, she sort of looked at me like, "What are you doing?" kind of thing. But she said nothing, and it was very beautiful. It was a very exciting moment.
It's always very interesting a lot of times when you talk to the parishioners, the things they say. Sometimes they give you feedback, sometimes they tell you their stories, and it seems like there's always something you can learn from them in discussing the church and their experiences with them.
As soon as we got there, I was with Father Cheney. As soon as we got there, one woman said, "Oh, you are here to bless us." I saw that to be a very profound statement. As human as we are, it is in the ordinary things that we do that people really encounter Christ's blessings. Even our mere presence without even saying anything, she felt that to be a blessing. So I thought that, you know, in everything that we do, our presence, in the ordinary things that we do, we really allow people to feel the presence of Christ, and they are really blessed.